This is Private Jam, investigator of broadcast and fun and interrogation. And this is a very special segment titled MFA, Making Art, with a very special guest host. Who is it? You'll find out soon. Let's do it! The homecoming of the B.0.0.M. Boom! Live public service broadcast. I am your host, PJ. Stands for Private Jam. Don't like Private Jam. I look like Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal. Don't mind me, y'all. I am lit because it is the end of the semester. It is the end of a 2-year program here at Towson University. This is the MFA, that is Master of Fine Arts for Theater Arts, a 2-year program, and we have just been conferred. Conferred? Is that the word? Like to receive the degree? Like we have been conferred. Congratulations. Me alongside 7 other wonderful folk, but 6 other wonderful folk. 6 other wonderful folk. Thank you so much. It feels so good to have someone there supported. I appreciate that. And who am I talking to? Is not a ghost, I promise y'all. One of those folk who I am graduating with, not only just graduating with, but I've had the pleasure of meeting and knowing and working with and growing a bond and growing a friendship with is none other than Kai DonDero. Now, Kai hails from Lower West New York.
The Southern Tier.
The Southern Tier, New York, right above Pennsylvania. That's right, that's Elmira. That's the Finger Lake location, Finger Lake community.
Seneca.
All right, you see, because look, I'm practicing introducing my own guests, you know what I mean? Instead of having them come on, hey, introduce yourself. Like, no, I'm just as a very live improv way of practicing, introducing my own guests. You know what that means. That means it is time to introduce your own guests. The world agrees. And here they are. Give it up for the Dame Duchess, Kai DonDero.
I wasn't trying to come in with the siren like, oh no, and be like, oh no.
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 Oh yay, you're here. Welcome to the public service broadcast. How you feel?
I feel really cute in this hat.
You look really cute. You look like you're about to go down to the derby. To the horse derby?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like bet on a horse. Gotcha. Got us. All right, y'all, this is a variety show. We've been practicing the format of variety show. How do you feel about variety shows?
I am very excited for variety shows. I think I really discovered it the last time the whole collective for my final project was on this broadcast. And just the ability that we as collaborative creators who have been working on our own rapport could just sort of make things, and then suddenly there was a platform for them to be seen. My favorite was Worm Dance.
Worm Dance! And we're gonna recreate it just a quick little revamp of it. And all right, can't do it, that wasn't doing any justice. But no, yeah, that's so freaking good and able to fit a lot of different content, a lot of different ideas into the span of it's for the variety. It's for the gag, it's for the experience, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work, but what metrics are we going off of?
Discovering and experimenting with new forms as well.
Yeah, in real time. All right, we're already getting into the conversation on artists and our scholarship and our way of deconstructing things. But I want to go back to the surface. How you doing, Kai? We're at the end.
I'm doing well.
We made it. We are making art. We're also self-censoring, which is funny. I feel like that's like taking the power back. It's like satirizing the fact that like FCC regulates like certain words that get broadcasted on the airwaves. It's like, what? It's just language. Calm down.
And everyone has been changing how they say certain words on YouTube to like get around it, but I still know what they're trying to say. It's like essay sexual assault becomes actual assault.
Whoa.
And I'm like, I still know what you're saying. Why can't we just let people talk about these things?
Censorship, we're all, even in the ether, we're being behind bars and what we can and can't do. But you know what? That's just naturally what we do as a species. That whole idea of like ebonics, that whole idea of us creating original ways of like what's been given to us, and then we just remix it and make it, you know what I mean? We make it what it is. You know, a lot of people call that like ghetto, or a lot of people call that like, oh, you know, lowbrow type of art. But that's how we get around these restrictions and these regulations. Well, that's good. You are at the end. We're at the end of our program. I feel evolved. How do you feel?
I have grown from an amoeba
Mm-hmm.
to two amoeba
Mm-hmm.
that can have a conversation in their brain
Mm-hmm.
about anything that relates to theater, but not everything because it's really big, but like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Uh-huh.
And together I'm gathering a colony of amoebas that are my brain.
Yeah. Yeah. We're reclaiming our brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And taking all we can from the institution. You know, shout out to Towson University. I've been saying this as a joke, and I really do mean it. Like, I might just donate to the Alumni Association.
Well,
You know, Towson has been really good. I'm just gonna like center myself really quickly, my experience. Towson has been the department, specifically the theater department, has been very, very good to me. As far as just the rapport that we have with each other, the one-on-one conversations that I've been having with people. Shout out to Alizon Santa Maria, shout out to Garrett, the TD here, technical director. You know, just like very word of mouth and building that rapport and that trust to be able to build this set. Like, this is all from the department, and it's all that trust and that relationship that I built with all of the staff here and the faculty here. Man, so shout out to Towson. Y'all will get some money out of me afterwards. Mark my words. It won't be like big old $500 drop. It might just be a little $5 every 6 months. But you know, that's better than nothing, because I sure damn well did not give nothing to my undergraduate program, which was University of Maryland College Park. They didn't get $1 out of me and still won't. All right. So we have our guest host here. Not only are you not just a guest artist, you're not just here to be a quick little flash. We have variety. And you're bringing the variety with us. So Kai has crafted today's segment, and now I'm gonna let you know right now, it feels really good to be produced. You know what I mean? Like, I love being independent, I love being DIY'd up, but you know, to be produced and to have that trust, yeah, I'm following in the footsteps and the template that you created. So let's get into it.
okay, great.
Yeah.
So let's have a little Q&A session
Okay.
with the MFAers.
Okay. This is Q&A section. This is Q&A session.
So we have some questions that maybe I'll ask you, and then you can ask me,
Got
and
it.
then we'll hit through them really fast.
Sounds good.
But entailing sort of questions that we could answer, like very reflective of our time here in the program.
Yeah.
For a little context, there were 7 students altogether. This room is actually where we met, and we very rarely had maybe 1 or 2 other students outside of the program with us. So it's very 7 people in the room at a time, and 8 people, and then we all really got to know each other.
Yeah.
And we learned some weird stuff, but like great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the world is weird and what we're doing is weird, you know? But yeah.
So what was the most challenging class for you? Not like as like an institutional hard, but like something that in the class was like, this isn't really conducive to me, but I'm gonna work around it and build myself.
It was self-empowerment in theater with Laura Malka. Shout out to Auntie Lolo. But that class specifically, and it was challenging for me because it wasn't immediately beneficial. I feel like every other class that we've had has been immediately beneficial as far as like, I can write about this article that I'm reading in International Aesthetics with Gavin Witt. I can read this book and immediately apply it to my practice in performance studies with Dr. Michael Tristiano. But this class specifically, which had me butting heads with just the curriculum and the course itself, was us preparing to write grants and to write professionally and prepare our projects as if it's, eligible to be, receive a grant right away, knowing that I'm currently, and this was last fall, I'm currently a graduate student and I won't even be eligible for any grants until after I graduate. That was disheartening for me because I felt like I was putting in so much work just for it to be put to the side for like a year. However, me instead, and how I would usually go about things as a student, I would like keep that in. I'd be like, man, let me just, and at that time I was like out and about. I felt like I was just doing everything the program was, preaching to us, that we need to go outside and share and network and perform. I was like, man, I don't need this class. But I did have a turn towards the end of the semester where I ended up talking to Laura Malkus in her office. And a long story short, and to paraphrase that, was just to really express like, man, this kind of sucks as far as like what's available to us as artists immediately, like grants and funds. Like, we're doing such hard work right now. We have to plant the seed now in order to see it, like in the spring or in the summertime. But just what Laura Malkus taught me was just the nature of the industry, the nature of the theater industry complex, which is essentially what we're learning about in this program. And to really hear it from her perspective and that idea of like she's continuing to fight by showing up to these board meetings and being on the board of various theaters, various organizations. So I had to express that though, and that was something that I never did before. And it was very challenging for me to say, hey, I really care about this and I really want money so quick or right now. Why am I doing, I'm working hard just to get half back, it felt. But immediately as I expressed that, it was received by Laura. She gave me some really good advice, and I eventually learned how to draft a budget, really like speak the lingo. So yeah, that was the most challenging course for me. Can I throw that question back to you?
Yeah.
All right, so then what was the most challenging class for you?
I'm a toss-up between Gavin Witt, International Aesthetics, and Michael Tristiano's Performance Studies. I think for me, I'll go with Michael Tristiano's Performance Studies. I think that class was very impactful in my life and how I think about theater. There's probably one class per semester which like challenged me on like my intellectual positionality standpoint and like being like realizing how I am in comparison to the rest of the world and what's coming back to me. But for me, it was the reading. It's when you have half a book you have to read in a week. It's hard, and I'm sitting and reading a book. We're gonna have a section where we talk about this, but it's not like I used to read fiction a lot. And reading academic writing, and even though it wasn't really that, because it was actually performance studies writing. Right. Was having to pull out my meaning and sort of engage with the text differently in order to get whatever I think the professor wanted me to get out of it.
Sure.
And just finding the time to balance that with the rest of the course load we have that year that semester, because it was always a balancing game between like how much work is in this class and that class. And I think that was the same semester we had that class, right?
It was. We had a lot of classes in the fall. Yeah. I'm interested in hearing what other folks, as far as like their most challenging and because we already had two very different answers. So yeah, anything else just as far as that course itself? Like I'm hearing balancing between the course load and what's expected of the course.
There was I will say that course really got me to read some things that I had been putting off.
For sure. Yeah, sure.
For example, Jose Esteban Nunez's Cruise in Utopia inspired my final project a lot. But just it was challenging in like how I viewed the world, but also like let me lift up the veil and be like, yo, everyone, we're performing all the time. I mean, right now, obviously, but like when I go to a grocery store and I'm like trying not to be seen by anyone and I'm just in and out, I'm performing too. I'm performing invisibility.
We're performing. And how to legitimize what it is that we're studying. Because even performance studies is still a very new, fresh discipline. Yeah. And perhaps there is that, I don't know for you, perhaps there is that kind of to legitimize what it is that we do as artists. Not only does it make us feel good, oh, that's so pretty. You tell anyone outside of our world what we do. Oh, that's so nice. That's so cute. That's so pretty. How does it make sense? And it's like we're making sense out of it. We're defining what power is. We're defining what politics is. We're defining what performance is outside of it just being entertaining. By looking at what we're entertained by, making sense out of things around us. So just getting kind of that, just like if there's that kind of fight that you might experience, or like, what is this thing that we're trying to do? And yeah, I just find that whenever I open up my big old mouth and talk about what it is that I'm doing, I get those looks like, what do you do? What do you do? Well, I'm gonna show you through practice, because our performance is research.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that again. Our performance is research. Shout out to Dr. Michael Tristiano for that.
This is research.
Yeah, it is. All right. So that was our first Q&A session. All right, it's down pat. All right, vibe check. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty cool.
I'm already like intellectualizing intellectual bot. We have a next segment.
Yes. What is one? Oh, wait, I have another
question. Is this a Q&A? Oh, the Q&A is not over. I'm so sorry.
Wait, no, okay, we can move on to a different second. One word story game.
One word story game. I'm gonna take a picture. Okay, one word story game, please, just because like the intellectual just gets all.
Yeah, we gotta balance
word,
that and
yes.
then have a fun moment.
Yay!
So
One word story game. One
time
there
was
a
dragon.
the
Dragon
was
long.
its
Brain
saw
with
its
squiggles.
squiggles.
Made
These
interdimensional
ponies
and
rode
back
in
to
its
crevice.
Let's give it up for one word. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
uh, my intellectual brain is back on because what?
Yeah.
What did we just?
I don't think that was cohesive.
It wasn't cohesive, but yet
also,
I'm trying
like,
to
yeah.
cohesive it.
Yeah, I feel like the links.
The links.
So like
Mhm.
the dragons, everything's happening in its brain, and the squiggles are like the crevices of which it like rides forward in this like pony like manner, riding off in its brain.
In its
but really,
brain.
maybe it's asleep.
It's asleep in its cave and it's
Yeah.
hibernating, and this is its dream.
Yeah,
Like Frog and Toad.
like Frog and Toad.
Shout out to Frog and Toad. Do you want to do a quick review of Frog and Toad?
I would love to do a quick review.
Kai Sidebar.
Kai Sidebar.
Next segment is called Kai Sidebar.
So I thought Frog and Toad was absolutely enjoyable. A piece of children's theater, if you will. My favorite song is Toad looks funny in a bathing suit.
We're gonna mute because of copyright.
Well, it's just 1 second.
Okay, is that all loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. Right?
Right.
And it was like a circular story, and it did have this like idea of like, were they all dreaming this during hibernation?
Yeah.
And just like moved through the seasons, and it went through different emotions and like moments. I also really loved the song at the end of Act 1, which is about cookies. And you'd think like, oh, great, you know, a song about cookies, but it's a song that sort of, I feel like, in a way, it's almost about addiction.
Wow.
On a very basic level, because they're like, these cookies are so good, I need to eat another one. And Toad's like, Frog's like, we gotta put them together, we gotta tie a box around them. And Toad's like, there's a problem with this plan, because I can open the box and then they have to like give them away, because they're like, they want them so bad.
Yeah. Whoa.
There was one character of the snail with the male, and he really tied sort of everything together.
Cool.
And like he hasn't delivered the mail by the end of Act 1, but when he does in Act 2, it creates this like nice resolution that's been building up. I think the show is really good at using its jokes to create continuity with the characters and make it less of a one-off here, a one-off there, a one-off there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that was Sidebar with Kai. Nice.
Time for another question?
Time for another question. Yes, my intellectual brain is...
So when we started this program, it was interdisciplinary. So I came in knowing like I'm a director, I'm a playwright, I like sort of like performing, but like, and I wanted to learn all these other things. Those were the things I said I was. There were some things that I thought I was not. So what is one thing you said you weren't when you came into the program, but now you are?
I am an archivist now. I did not consider myself kind of like on the support or the supporting side of things. I consider myself, I am the artist, I am the director, I am the very active part of the production process and what it is that we see. Really owning and getting comfortable with supporting, as in having the guest artists from the mythologizing course last fall, being up in the booth while Kales performed, setting up as far as like the infrastructure that happens behind the scenes, how events can even happen in this space. I was very excited about that. So even in considering in the future, like I didn't consider that myself before. I was like, I just want to get in, I want to teach, I want to like be seen. But to even consider what would an off season look like for an artist, and the fact that we do pick up so many different trades, I do consider myself like a part of the support team. I can fall back, and I really actually enjoy it. Yeah, what's that?
producer.
I'm the producer. I'm a producer now.
And David White, this is how David White, another Towson person, put it. Producer is someone who can show up and tell people what to do to make things happen, rather than someone who can show up and follow directions.
There we go.
And sometimes you will take that different role if someone else is producing, but if no one is holding a space, it becomes a little bit chaotic, and we don't know what's happening. So you need that person, that producer.
That's
didn't
what you
know
are
that.
today. That's what, and I opened with that today, and I
Yeah.
said it feels good to be produced. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, sorry, you didn't know that today.
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? So yeah, I'm a producer now, and it feels really good.
And
So
an archivist.
and an archivist, yeah, and that's a part of it too. Like I love like getting the angles and getting the. Just want to get this again. Live on set. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So same question to you. What did you come in? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna read it. What is one thing you said you weren't, but now you are? Yes. Reading your handwriting in real time. Not, and that was me, like deciphering. Handwriting's fine.
It didn't used to be. The word I have for it is a maker. And I feel like I knew this, and this program, specifically Tavia La Follette, helped cultivate this in me. But if I wanted to make a puppet, I've never actually tried to make a puppet, but if I wanted to, I think I could set out and do it. Maybe the first one be a little bit rough.
Sure.
But I understand how things structurally come together, and using my hands and the materials, and just being able to make a thing.
Make it.
And another thing that I didn't think I was, but now I am, is an activist.
An activist.
We got to go activate ourselves as artists to try and change something, and I also got into puppetry. I've caught the puppet bug.
Caught the puppet bug.
Yeah.
Look out, puppets. There's a new puppet.
Handler.
You've been warned. We were really in the DC streets. I think when we were talking about this other time, I think I said something along the lines of we were in Rome, we were in the Dome, the Colosseum, just to see the Capitol, to see the White House, and our voices echoing and bellowing throughout the streets. It's this is how they were acting back in the day in those Colosseums and all of that, and speaking to the powers that be.
And in DC, it is completely legal and protected to protest in the streets.
Yeah, the police barricaded us.
Yeah.
For us, or barricaded the streets for us.
And I felt like there's power there, because that's how change has been made in the past in those streets.
And having the photographer, everyone was archiving, everyone was documenting that, and it's something that'll live on and we can continue to talk about. And yeah, great time.
Yeah.
Great time. All right, and that was another Q&A. Woo, we done time traveled, we reflected, we're here now. But what's next?
Do you want to do a skit?
Let's do a skit. Is this Radio Drama Improv?
Yeah.
All right, we have props back here, and then obviously anything that's on this, and I'm just gonna set us up and prop this up. All right, this is Radio Drama Improv with our guest host, Kai DonDero, and me, Private Jam. All right, how do you want to set it? Do you want to do person, place, and thing, or do you just want to hop into it?
Person, place, and thing.
All right, person, place, and thing. The people who we are in our relationship.
I am the Colonel Lois.
The Colonel Chloeth.
Lois the Colonel.
And I am a milk merchant, and I have my bulls.
And
we're in the market.
Good.
We're in the market, and I'm selling my Grow Strong Bones milk, Miracle Milk. All right, and funny bit that Yuri Erno, who we just had on the show before, Yuri Erno said it would be funny to play into the mic just as a gag, just as. Okay, so person, place, in the thing. All right, so we have our people.
Yeah.
And we have our place.
Yeah.
And we have our thing.
Yeah.
There's business afoot.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
This is Radio Drama Improv with Kai and Jam. Whenever you're ready.
Would you like to enlist in the army?
I
You look very stout.
I'm very stout because I milk the bull for my miracle milk.
Would the bulls like to enlist in the army?
Well, we have business to attend to. If we enlisted...
No, I think you have business to attend with me.
I have question. You seem very businessman.
You may ask question.
You seem very businessman and...
Yes.
Enlist in what army? What war is happening?
It is the Great War on Storage.
The Great War on Storage. I store my bull and I have the storage. Why is there the war on the storage?
I know about your secret career.
Chavez?
Yes.
Chavez?
Chavez.
Was the name of wasn't Chavez the name of the character? I'm sorry, I'm jumping out of the improv right now. Was it Chavez or was it Armistead? Anyway, Chavez? Is that you?
Yes.
Chavez, why you enlist me for war on storage?
We need your secret.
The
world.
The world? What? I am out of the
On
business.
the storage.
I am...
You cannot. The business. You can quit the business.
The
business don't quit you.
You know, the last time that we went to war, the love of my life almost died. And I promised to never pick up a gun again or to never go to war. How dare you come into the merchant corner and not buy the miracle milk and enlist me in some war, Chavez? You have not changed since 1912.
I too lost my love last week. And that's why I need you.
Your love?
Kyra. She fell off a cliff. And I couldn't even see her body at the bottom.
No disrespect, but she had a nice body.
And so, we need to end this war, and it's not gonna happen with a gun.
Chavez, you have a way with words, you have a gift for God, but I have promised and I swore to my love I will never go to war again. I am a humble milkman and I sell miracle milk now. Those days are behind me. There's nothing you can say.
And why do you think it is a miracle?
Because the bulls...
No. It's because of the secret ingredient. The government put it in them. So you could succeed, so you could come back to us. The system is not broken.
I cannot escape. I cannot escape the systems. So my whole life as a merchant milkman has been a lie too. Is this what you are saying to me, Chavez?
Unfortunately, yes.
I need to find a way out. If I agree to be enlisted in your army or your silly war, storage war, I need to get out of this game for good.
Okay.
And I don't want... Let's sign up. Oh. Put your hand on this disco ball. If we go to war and we win, I am out of the game forever. You will never find me again for no more petty war. Violence is behind me. If I agree, will you leave me alone?
Yes.
And now let's say the sacred disco anthem. First professed by American pop star Lady Gaga. Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I want to take a ride on the disco stick. Okay, all right.
Now you're back in the game. Here, take this. You'll need it.
Whatever you do.
And this. You'll need it.
Wow. You cannot escape the game.
You cannot escape the game.
As much as you try, you cannot escape the game. You must find wittier ways to play it. Chavez, do you still have your shotgun cowbell shotgun? Oh, Chavez, you crazy cowboy! Let's ride out and go to war on storage! And that was Radio Drama Improv with Jam and Kai. Oh, quick decompress. Whoa, that was intense.
Sorry.
No, don't be. I was very invested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to find a way to come out.
Yeah.
I was just like, whoa, this is good.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
My first Radio Drama Improv. It was a dream.
Yeah. Hold on. Gather yourself. I'm gonna grab a picture of you on set. Any words? Any? Yes. Taking a quick little breaky. Little picture break. Because it's just us, you know what I mean? We're doing it. Who is it? Kai designed this set.
Yes, you'll notice down here there's a mink reading a book. And this lizard has won an award.
Yes, for?
Best
Take that, Kim Kardashian. I think her name of her intimate apparel wear is like Skins or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kim. We love you, Kim. All right. How we feeling? On to our next segment?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Question.
All right. Question time. I'm switching it up.
So, what are some books you've been reading or have read recently?
Books that I have read or been reading recently are all on this table. I'm going to start with this. This book changed the game for me. Shout out to Ray Red who gifted me this book last Aries season. This is 2023, so last spring, and it's called Astrology for Writers by Corinne Kenner. And Corinne.
2024.
What's that?
Have I gone back in time?
Oh, it's 2024 currently, but I got this book last year.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But no, Red gave this to me last year, and it became like the cornerstone of the mythologizing course, and it without even knowing it, there are other people doing the work as far as what do the planets symbolize and characters and the possibilities that it can have for writing. And then I just took it, I put it into my context. So I made it, mythologizing is essentially like astrology for theater or astrology for acting. So, but this was the cornerstone for all the studies. But yeah, what are you reading?
I'm reading, maybe you can put it in post, picture of the book here. How to read comics, or how to understand comics, by name of author. And it's actually like a comic book that you read it. I grew up reading manga, and I think one of the things that's hardest for me is I'm used to just get through those books. But this one's intellectual, it's breaking down what's happening in the thing. But it's also funny, and I'm reading this to apply it to playwriting.
Come on now.
So that's fun. I'm also reading another book called Oral Traditions, Pathways in the Internet, which is sort of connecting how our brains now and in the past through oral tradition mimics how we work with our brains on the internet.
Wow.
And making those links that connect us as an audience member, as a creator, from this idea to that idea to help us get through a story without needing to have all the exposition in the middle that's hyper explaining it.
It's so freaking good, and you lent me that book temporarily. I cannot wait because you've been dropping bombs and gems and quotes from that book. I cannot wait to get into it because that's essentially what we're doing here. That's essentially the time that we're in with our stories and us being storytellers and engaging with the internet, as we should.
And I know that one's written by John Miles Foley.
Foley! And that was question. Is there another question?
Yeah, we can do one more.
Yeah, let's do it.
What is the favorite project that only the MFAs, the mother artists, saw because it happened in this room just for a class?
OMG, the only performance that we saw, intimate, my favorite of those types of, nothing that we invited the public to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it would have to be Dr. Michael Tristiano's class, where we all did our performances, and we did one or two in here, but the one that I did a cover of Stevie Wonder's Village Ghetto Land, and it became one of those living installations where I kind of did the onboarding outside, and then I messed up the room really bad, and then I invited folks to come in, and it was speaking on the book that we read. It was Queer Nightlife.
Queer Nightlife. Feels Right.
Feels Right. And so just going off of, we took the project the performance was to take something from the reading, excerpt from the reading, something we resonated with, and to perform it, and to express that through our performance. And so the idea, I'm forgetting the term now, there's a very specific way that the author talked about neoliberal land.
Yeah.
Called it neoliberal land. Look at that, how it's just popping up when we talk about it. But yeah, so neoliberal land. And so the Stevie Wonder song is called Village Ghetto Land, and I call it, and then I remixed it. I said neoliberal land, which is just blended together. I invited folks to come in, and there was, signage on the floor and, meanings, and I turned into this character MC thing of hey, come on, good old tax-paying folks who live in the suburbs, come on your commute to your jobs, walk through neoliberal land, and so that was a lot of fun. It was intimate. It was a time for me to experiment with a different form. I've never done anything like that before, which I, again, shout out to Dr. Michael Tristiano for, creating those spaces for us to explore. Yeah. So what about you in that same context, same question?
Do you remember the one we also did for Michael Tristiano that was the shady drag show?
Yeah.
That was was so good.
Wow.
And it was also a fever dream because we made it and then we performed it and then I feel like we never talked about it again.
Never
but
did.
also Michael Tristiano loved it. He
Yeah.
said this is like DEI in an institutional setting if it was characterized and like fighting itself. And
Yeah.
I felt really proud of that. And he just lives in the ephemera. There's also a number of performances from Fargo Tabaki's ensemble class. Specifically, I'm thinking about the first one where I was over here, and like I tied myself to these platforms, and I was trying to only speak using like words on paper. One of my feedback was I actually spoke at the end and like maybe not do that because it was so powerful, like with just the words on the paper.
Sure.
I really liked it because it was actually sort of adapting a little bit from a book I really like, which I can't remember the name of now, but it just felt like a real Kai moment in this class that only people saw.
Creating your aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Man, shout out to all the professors that we've had in this program. Yeah. So many gems, even if it's like something that they're not like, if it's just their embodiment of being a professor and being an artist and continue to explore like, and I say that to say like, sometimes it's not even like the profound words that the professors are saying. Sometimes it's just how they embody themselves. Like Fargo came in, a quick shout out to Fargo. Fargo came in with that on every single day, stylish from head to toe. My academic fashion muse. I remember telling everybody like last year, I was just like, man, I'm gonna dress like Fargo every single day. And I've been doing it. Fargo is my muse as far as like academia and arts. Love that man.
Love their access they gave us to solo performance, even though that wasn't what the class was technically about, but
because they do it.
Yeah.
He does that. I don't know. It just translated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So excited to go back to a place where no solo performance happens to bring it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How we doing?
We're doing good.
All right.
I have one more question.
Oh, let's get into it.
And then maybe we'll find a way to close out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what is your favorite memory? We talked about this. This is the lab. What's your favorite memory in the office? This is another little space. I don't know if anyone's seen it on your broadcast.
Oh, sure. I definitely recorded like some like Instagram reels in there before. Right. Favorite memory in the. Okay, how about you go first? Because I need to think. Do you have one? Because I need to think. I need time too. I ain't gonna smoke.
I walked in.
Oh, sorry.
And there were. I'm sorry. Whenever I walked in and there was someone else there, we looked at each other and it was like Alana was there or Deborah was there, and we're like, hey.
What's up?
And then suddenly you get a chance to talk to your classmate for a little bit. And sometimes we're on the go, and sometimes we're sitting there. But like I like always thought of that room as like an oasis.
Yeah,
and
good.
Like we come and chill and move in and out of the class.
That's good. That's good. Okay, thank you for answering first, because then I was able to think of two things. The first one, when we had Come Into Play, our 10-minute play festival last year, we opened up before the show, we opened up that room for the undergrads, and for us, we put the pizza in there and all the snacks, and it was just awesome just to have that space for the undergrads and for us to kind of decompress, like, and then just like hearing the undergrads talk about like life and classes and all of that, and I kind of like was like geeking with them and joking with them for a little while, but it was awesome. And I'm just like, this is a space that we can share, and we're all here, like as far as like the same playing field. So that was awesome just to open up our doors to them. And then I want to say, just like anytime that like I'll find you or me just like sleeping on the couch, like it turned into, it was a workplace and like a place of refuge. I've cried in that room. I've eaten in that room. Like, like you said, an oasis. And then for me to take that, like an oasis can include like anywhere I'm comfortable enough to express a wide range of emotions. Yep. I don't need to be so robotic when I walk into the office. Like, I'm just like, office, sweet office. Take my shoes off and just go to sleep. And that's very rare. I don't know. Maybe I won't be able to find that in another institution. Yeah.
Well, hopefully maybe we'll have an office.
There's an office, but there's no couch.
Right.
I didn't see one, but maybe I can switch things out.
Yeah,
but just to say, it's such a gift here.
It is.
Yeah, it's a gift. Yeah.
We finished important projects in that room.
We did.
We met deadlines.
We met deadlines. We met deadlines in that room. Yeah. Other things in that room too. We won't talk about it here, y'all. It is time check 2:52.
Ooh.
All right. How we feeling? Where we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Where are you going?
Well, at 3,
Uh-huh.
I am teaching the final for my acting 101 class.
All right.
Reading the like final journal response is like reflecting what they learned in the class, and I was sort of actually feeling like, oh, I don't feel like I actually taught them anything.
Oh.
But they, I feel like they saw it. They saw that the way that they applying it in the class, but then also for me, it's really important that they take it and apply it to other aspects of their life, like public speaking. One of my students just said, I now know how to treat someone nice and pretend to be nice and like them.
Hey, yeah.
And that's an acting bit, but I don't have, but, and I'm like, and I respect that because
Absolutely.
even if it's like not real, at least it's not harmful.
It's not harmful, and you're big on that. You're big on care and not causing harm, and that's a skill. A lot of people don't have, it's a skill. And I wish that people would just admit that they don't have that skill to fake it. You don't have the skill to fake it. We live in a GMO world and system. You have to put on to it a certain extent. Don't put on to make yourself seem, like, oh, I'm not this type of characteristic, or I'm not a negative Nancy. You just might be. But fake that smile. Fake it till you make it. There's a reason why that exists, that expression exists. Fake it till you make it so you don't cause harm, because the opposite of that is you being so real, keeping it real goes wrong. Like, it's like you didn't have to hurt that person's feelings by saying it like that. Just, keep a certain rapport, and by that I mean just be aware of your environment. And yeah, it's good to crack a little fake little smile every now and then, and shoot, just to get through the day without causing harm.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Thank you for allowing me to just go off a little bit. Did you notice that the egg changed? Did it like?
Maybe.
Whoa! Look at her feet. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
This is the homecoming episode of the B.0.0.M Boom public service broadcast. We did it all. We did it all on our own.
Yeah.
We supported each other, but ultimately we created our ideas and we executed them, and we got our degrees.
Well, mine's on the 17th.
It's coming up. Yeah.
And we self-produced the cohort, self-produced 2 different presentations.
Yeah.
And that's big.
That's huge.
We said, we're going to be in this room, we're going to do this thing. So shout out to Something Along Those Lines, our first showcase.
Yes.
And come in to play our 10-minute play festival.
It's so possible.
Which, it was there.
Yeah.
It happened. And then to all of our final projects.
All of our final projects. And all the projects in between. The projects seen and unseen.
Oh, yeah.
Written down, scrapped up, threw in the paper, threw in the trash.
The ephemeral archives.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a Nuno's for you.
There it is, Nuno's. Yeah, we did that. I'm so proud of us. So proud of us. All right, so do we want to close out with a song?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So can you teach us in the world? Teach us a song. I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah, just in case it almost falls on my back.
Right, exactly. And it already cracked that BTBP. Jeez, that weather, that wind. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So this is a song.
Yes.
This is a song from my final project. It was sort of written in room. I find that a lot of kids like it, so teach your children. Free domain song.
Let's go.
Call and response.
Okay.
So we'll do that for one section, and then we'll do one section in a round. I will take the second part.
Got it.
So you'll start, do you see me in the walls? And then I will go, do you see me in the walls?
Okay.
So you gotta hold your own.
Okay.
If it's in a group, it's good to have 3 people in each one.
Okay.
So, do you see me in the wall?
Do you see me in the wall?
I'm as big as a dust speck.
I'm as big as a dust speck.
Do you see them over there?
Do you see them over there?
They are bigger than me.
They are bigger than me.
'Cause I'm as big as a dust speck.
I'm as big as a dust speck.
And I'm living in your wall.
And I'm living in your wall.
So we're gonna cut the response part.
Okay.
And just head through it.
Got it. Do you see me in the wall?
Do you see me in the wall?
I'm as big as a dust
I'm
speck.
as big as a dust speck.
Do you see me over there?
Do you see them over there?
They are bigger than me.
They are bigger than me.
'Cause I'm as big as a dust speck.
And I'm living
In your wall. Hey, okay. Yeah, my bad. I forgot the order of things. I was more so focused on the melody.
Yeah,
and
no,
getting
that's
that
fair.
down.
That's fair.
And I was like, wait, what are the words?
Yeah.
What's the order of the words?
So you can do it do you see me in the wall? I'm as big as a dust speck. Do you see them over there? They are bigger than me.
Can you lead us in for this next one and
Ready?
last one? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you'll jump in, no responses, but like
At
when
the
I get
end.
the second line, you can start on the first line.
All right, I'm with it.
Okay.
Okay, you want some noisemakers?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Ah. Do you see me in the walls? I'm as big as a dustbag. Do you see them over there? They are bigger than me, 'cause I'm as big as a dustbag. And I'm living in your walls, and I'm living in your walls.
All right, y'all, this is Kai DonDero. I am Jam, and this is the homecoming episode, MFA Making Art, the B.0.0.M Boom live public service broadcast, which was birthed in this very room. We made our story here. You go out there, make your dreams come true, put in the groundwork, and watch your seeds bloom. Thank you very much, and y'all go boom!